Introduction. Welcome to this audiobook on how to improve your conversations. Whether you're looking to enhance your communication skills in your personal or professional life, this audiobook is designed to provide you with practical tips and techniques for having more effective and engaging conversations. Communication is an essential aspect of our daily lives, and our ability to connect with others through conversation can greatly impact our success and happiness. However, many of us struggle to engage in meaningful and productive conversations, often leaving us feeling frustrated and disconnected. This audiobook is designed to help you overcome those challenges and become a better conversationalist. You'll learn how to listen actively, ask effective questions, build rapport, and express yourself with clarity and confidence. These skills will not only improve your conversations, but they will also enhance your overall interpersonal communication skills. With the help of this audiobook, you'll be equipped with the tools and knowledge to have more enjoyable and meaningful conversations and ultimately build stronger relationships with those around you. So sit back, relax, and let's get started on the journey to improve your conversations. Chapter 1. Connecting and building rapport from the moment you say hello. Have you ever met someone for the first time and immediately felt a strong connection with them? Perhaps they had a warm smile or a friendly demeanor that put you at ease. Or maybe they asked you a thoughtful question that showed a genuine interest in getting to know you. Whatever it was, you felt comfortable and at ease in their presence. On the other hand, have you ever met someone and felt an immediate disconnect? Maybe they seemed distant or disinterested in talking to you. Or perhaps they talked too much about themselves and didn't show any interest in your thoughts or feelings. Whatever the reason, you left the interaction feeling unsatisfied and disconnected. These experiences illustrate the importance of connecting and building rapport from the moment you say hello. The way you greet someone sets the tone for the rest of the conversation, and it can determine whether we establish a meaningful connection or not. So how can we make sure we're building rapport from the very beginning? Here are some tips. 1. Make eye contact. When you meet someone, make sure to look them in the eye and smile. This shows that you're engaged and interested in them. 2. Use their name. People love to hear their own name, so make sure to use it when you greet them. This can help establish a sense of familiarity and make them feel valued. 3. Pay attention to body language. Your body language can communicate a lot about your intentions and feelings. Make sure to stand or sit up straight, avoid crossing your arms, and face the person you're speaking with. This shows that you're open and approachable. 4. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of asking yes or no questions, ask open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share more about themselves. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like your job?" ask, "What do you enjoy most about your job?" 5. Listen actively. When someone is speaking, make sure to listen actively and show that you're engaged in the conversation. Nod your head, make affirming sounds, and ask follow-up questions to show that you're interested in what they're saying. By following these tips, you can establish a strong connection and build rapport from the moment you say hello. Remember, the key is to show genuine interest and make the other person feel valued and respected. With practice, you'll become a master at connecting and building rapport with anyone you meet. Chapter 2. Easy ways to always know what to say, even when your mind goes blank. Have you ever been in a conversation where your mind suddenly went blank and you found yourself struggling to come up with something to say? It's a common experience, and it can be frustrating and embarrassing, especially if you're in a social or professional setting where you want to make a good impression. Fortunately, there are some simple techniques you can use to always know what to say, even when your mind goes blank. Here are some tips. 1. Be present. One of the main reasons we can't think of anything to say is that we're not fully present in the conversation. Instead of thinking about what you're going to say next, focus on what the other person is saying and respond authentically. When you're fully engaged in the conversation, the words will come naturally. 2. Use the Ford method. If you're struggling to come up with something to say, try using the Ford method. Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. These are topics that most people enjoy talking about, so ask a question related to one of these areas to keep the conversation flowing. 3. Repeat back what the other person said. If you're not sure what to say, try repeating back what the other person said. This shows that you're actively listening and gives you a chance to gather your thoughts before responding. 4. Ask follow-up questions. When someone shares something with you, ask follow-up questions to keep the conversation going. For example, if someone mentions that they recently went on a vacation, ask them where they went, what they did, and what their favorite part was. 5. Share your own experiences. If you're struggling to come up with something to say, share a personal experience that's related to the topic. This can help you connect with the other person and keep the conversation flowing. By using these techniques, you can always know what to say, even when your mind goes blank. Remember, the key is to be present, ask open-ended questions, and share authentically. With practice, you'll become more comfortable and confident in any conversation. Chapter 3. How to filter what's on your mind before voicing it. Have you ever said something in a conversation and immediately regretted it? Maybe you spoke without thinking and your words came out harsher than you intended. Or perhaps you shared something that was too personal or inappropriate for the situation. In any case, it's important to filter what's on your mind before voicing it. Not only does this prevent you from saying something you'll regret, but it also shows respect for the other person and the conversation you're having. Here are some tips on how to filter what's on your mind before voicing it. 1. Pause and take a breath. Before you speak, take a moment to pause and take a deep breath. This helps you calm your mind and focus on the conversation. 2. Consider the context. Think about the context of the conversation and who you're speaking with. Is this an appropriate time and place to share your thoughts? Is the other person receptive to what you have to say? 3. Evaluate your emotions. Check in with your emotions and consider how they may be influencing what you want to say. If you're feeling angry or upset, it's important to take a step back and calm down before speaking. 4. Ask yourself if it's necessary. Before speaking, ask yourself if what you want to say is necessary and relevant to the conversation. If it's not, consider keeping it to yourself. 5. Use I statements. When sharing your thoughts, use I statements instead of you statements. This shows that you're taking responsibility for your own thoughts and feelings, rather than blaming or criticizing the other person. By using these techniques, you can filter what's on your mind before voicing it and avoid saying something you'll regret. Remember, the key is to take a moment to pause and evaluate your thoughts and emotions before speaking. With practice, you'll become more skilled at filtering your thoughts and expressing yourself in a clear and respectful manner. Chapter 4. How to cultivate the traits of a confident communicator. Confidence is a key trait of effective communicators. When you're confident, you speak clearly, express yourself effectively, and connect with others in a meaningful way. However, confidence is not something that comes naturally to everyone. It's a skill that can be developed over time with practice and intention. Here are some tips on how to cultivate the traits of a confident communicator. 1. Practice active listening. Confident communicators are skilled listeners. They pay attention to what others are saying, ask questions, and respond thoughtfully. Practice active listening by giving your full attention to the other person and avoiding distractions. 2. Speak with conviction. When you speak, do so with confidence and conviction. Use a strong, clear voice and avoid filler words like or like. Speak slowly and deliberately and avoid rushing or rambling. 3. Use body language effectively. Body language is an important part of communication. Confident communicators use body language effectively to convey their message. Maintain eye contact, stand or sit up straight, and use gestures to emphasize your points. 4. Take calculated risks. Confident communicators are not afraid to take calculated risks in conversations. This means expressing your opinions, even if they're different from others, and being willing to be vulnerable and share your thoughts and feelings. 5. Practice, practice, practice. Finally, the key to cultivating confidence as a communicator is to practice. Take every opportunity to speak in front of others, whether it's at a meeting, in a social setting, or in front of a group. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. By following these tips, you can cultivate the traits of a confident communicator and become more effective in your interactions with others. Remember, confidence is a skill that can be developed over time with practice and intention. With perseverance and willingness to step outside your comfort zone, you can become a more confident and effective communicator. Chapter 5. How to read people better and what to look for to help with your conversations. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and felt like you weren't connecting with them? Maybe you couldn't quite understand their perspective or gauge their emotions. One way to improve your conversations is to learn how to read people better. Here are some tips on how to read people better and what to look for to help with your conversations. 1. Pay attention to body language. Body language can provide valuable clues about a person's emotions and intentions. Look for signs like crossed arms or legs, fidgeting, or avoiding eye contact. These could indicate discomfort, anxiety, or defensiveness. 2. Listen for tone of voice. Tone of voice can reveal a lot about a person's emotional state. Pay attention to the tone or volume of their voice, as well as any changes in pitch or inflection. These could indicate excitement, anger, frustration, or sadness. 3. Observe facial expressions. Facial expressions can also provide clues about a person's emotional state. Look for signs like smiling, frowning, raised eyebrows, or clenched jaw muscles. These could indicate happiness, sadness, surprise, or anger. 4. Consider context. Consider the context of the conversation and the person's situation. Are they stressed or overwhelmed? Are they in a hurry or distracted? Understanding the context can help you better interpret their words and actions. 5. Ask questions. Finally, don't be afraid to ask questions to clarify what the other person is thinking or feeling. This shows that you're engaged in the conversation and interested in their perspective. By paying attention to body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and context, you can become more adept at reading people and improving your conversations. Remember, effective communication is a two-way street, and understanding the other person's perspective is crucial to building rapport and connection. With practice and intention, you can become a better communicator and build stronger relationships with those around you. Chapter 6. How to adapt, deliver witty comebacks, replies, and charm in record time. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you couldn't quite find the right words to respond quickly and effectively? Being able to adapt and deliver witty comebacks, replies, and charm in record time can help you navigate any conversation with ease. Here are some tips on how to adapt and deliver witty comebacks, replies, and charm in record time. 1. Practice active listening. Active listening is crucial to being able to adapt to a conversation. By actively listening to what the other person is saying, you can better understand their perspective and respond accordingly. This also allows you to pick up on any potential openings for a witty comeback or charming reply. 2. Be quick on your feet. Being able to respond quickly and effectively is key to delivering a witty comeback or reply. Practice thinking on your feet by coming up with responses on the spot or even engaging in improvisational exercises. 3. Use humor. Humor can be a powerful tool in any conversation. Using humor can help diffuse tension, lighten the mood, and even help build rapport. However, it's important to use humor appropriately and avoid making jokes that could be offensive or hurtful. 4. Stay positive. Maintaining a positive attitude can also help you deliver charming responses in record time. By keeping an open mind and focusing on the positive aspects of the conversation, you can better connect with the other person and find opportunities for positive and engaging responses. 5. Be authentic. Finally, it's important to be authentic in your responses. Delivering pre-written comebacks or canned replies can come across as insincere or inauthentic. Instead, focus on being true to yourself and responding in a way that feels genuine and authentic to you. By practicing active listening, being quick on your feet, using humor, staying positive, and being authentic, you can adapt and deliver witty comebacks, replies, and charm in record time. Remember, effective communication is about being flexible, engaging, and genuine. With practice and intention, you can become a more adept and confident communicator and navigate any conversation with ease. Chapter 7. How to prevent awkward silences in a conversation. Have you ever been in a conversation where things suddenly came to a halt and an awkward silence descends upon the room? Awkward silences can be uncomfortable and make both parties feel uneasy. Here are some tips on how to prevent awkward silences in a conversation. 1. Be prepared. Before engaging in a conversation, think about potential topics you could discuss. This could include current events, shared interests, or even the weather. Having a few conversation starters in mind can help prevent any awkward silences. 2. Ask open-ended questions. Asking open-ended questions can help keep a conversation flowing. Open-ended questions require more than a yes or no answer and can encourage the other person to elaborate on their thoughts and feelings. 3. Share your own experiences. Sharing your own experiences can also help keep a conversation going. This allows the other person to learn more about you and can inspire them to share their own experiences. 4. Be attentive. Being attentive and engaged in the conversation can also prevent awkward silences. Avoid distractions like checking your phone or looking around the room while the other person is speaking. Instead, make eye contact and actively listen to what they're saying. 5. Be comfortable with silence. Finally, it's important to be comfortable with silence. Not every moment in a conversation needs to be filled with words. Taking a moment to reflect or gather your thoughts can be beneficial for both parties. By being prepared, asking open-ended questions, sharing your own experiences, being attentive, and being comfortable with silence, you can prevent awkward silences in a conversation. Remember, effective communication is about being present, engaged, and open to learning more about the other person. With practice and intention, you can become a more confident and adept communicator and prevent any awkward silences from derailing your conversations. Chapter 8. Tips on better conversation topics that will make you a better conversationalist. Engaging in meaningful conversations not only helps you connect with others, but also helps you expand your knowledge and perspective on different subjects. Here are tips on better conversation topics that will make you a better conversationalist. 1. Start with small talk. Small talk is an essential part of every conversation, and it helps build rapport with others. It's a great way to break the ice and get to know someone on a personal level. Start by asking open-ended questions, such as, "What brings you here?" or "What do you do for a living?" Once you have established a common ground, you can move on to more in-depth conversations. 2. Find common interests. When talking to someone, try to find common interests that you both share. This can be anything from sports to music to travel. When you have common ground, it's easier to build a connection with someone. You can ask questions about their interests or share your own experiences. This will not only make the conversation more engaging, but will also make the other person feel valued. 3. Keep up with current events. Keeping up with current events is a great way to have interesting conversation topics. It's important to stay informed about what's happening in the world and be able to have an informed opinion. You can discuss the latest news, politics, or social issues with others. However, it's important to be respectful of other people's opinions and be open to different perspectives. 4. Share your experiences. Sharing your own experiences is a great way to connect with others. You can talk about your travels, your hobbies, or your personal achievements. This not only gives others a glimpse into your life, but also provides them with an opportunity to share their own experiences. This can lead to a deeper connection and a more meaningful conversation. 5. Ask open-ended questions. Asking open-ended questions is an effective way to keep the conversation flowing. These questions cannot be answered with a simple yes or no, and require the other person to elaborate on their thoughts and opinions. This not only keeps the conversation interesting, but also allows you to learn more about the other person. 6. Avoid controversial topics. While it's important to have an opinion on current events and social issues, it's best to avoid controversial topics such as religion or politics. These topics can often lead to heated debates and can ruin the flow of the conversation. If you do decide to talk about controversial topics, be respectful of other people's opinions and be open to different perspectives. 7. Practice active listening. Active listening is an essential skill that every good conversationalist should possess. It involves paying attention to what the other person is saying, asking clarifying questions, and providing feedback. This not only shows that you are interested in what they have to say, but also helps you understand their perspective. In conclusion, having interest in conversation topics is essential to becoming a better conversationalist. By starting with small talk, finding common interests, keeping up with current events, sharing your experiences, asking open-ended questions, avoiding controversial topics, and practice active listening, you can engage in meaningful conversations with others and build deeper connections. Chapter 9. Tips on how to better start and end a conversation. Starting and ending a conversation can be just as important as the conversation itself. A good opening can set the tone for the conversation and make the other person feel welcome, while a strong ending can leave a lasting impression and set the stage for future interactions. Here are tips on how to better start and end a conversation. Starting a conversation. 1. Start with a greeting. Starting with a greeting is a polite and friendly way to begin a conversation. It can be as simple as saying hello or hi and smiling. This shows that you are approachable and open to conversation. 2. Use small talk. Small talk is a great way to ease into a conversation and get to know the other person. Ask open-ended questions that can lead to deeper discussions, such as, "What brings you here?" or "How do you know the host?" 3. Find common ground. Finding common ground can help you build a connection with the other person and make the conversation more engaging. Look for shared interests or experiences that you can discuss. For example, if you both enjoy hiking, you can talk about your favorite trails or experiences. 4. Be positive and enthusiastic. Being positive and enthusiastic can make the other person feel welcome and encourage them to engage in conversation. Show interest in what they have to say and share your own experiences in a positive and upbeat manner. Ending a conversation. 1. Show appreciation. Showing appreciation for the conversation is a polite way to end the interaction. Thank the other person for their time and express your enjoyment of the conversation. This leaves a positive impression and sets the stage for future interactions. 2. Recap and follow up. Recapping the conversation and following up on any shared interests or experiences can help keep the conversation going. For example, if you discussed a shared interest in a particular restaurant, you could say, "It was great talking to you about the restaurant. We should definitely plan to go there together sometime." 3. Offer a goodbye. Offering a polite goodbye is a simple but effective way to end the conversation. You could say, "It was great meeting you," or "Take care and have a great day." This shows that you value their time and appreciate the interaction. Pay attention to body language. Pay attention to the other person's body language as you end the conversation. If they seem ready to move on, keep the goodbye brief. If they seem open to further conversation, you can use this as an opportunity to suggest meeting up again or exchanging contact information. In conclusion, starting and ending a conversation can set the tone for the interaction and leave a lasting impression. By starting with a greeting, using small talk, finding common ground, and being positive and enthusiastic, you can engage in a meaningful conversation. By showing appreciation, recapping and following up, offering a goodbye, and paying attention to body language, you can end the conversation on a positive note and set the stage for future interactions. Chapter 10. Mastering Question and Answer Exchanges. Question and answer exchanges are an integral part of any conversation. Whether it be a job interview, a social gathering, or a casual chat, being able to ask thoughtful questions and provide insightful answers can help you make a strong impression and build meaningful connections. Asking questions. 1. Be curious. Curiosity is the key to asking great questions. Show interest in the other person and what they have to say. Ask open-ended questions that allow for detailed and thoughtful answers. 2. Listen carefully. Listen carefully to the other person's responses. Use their answers to guide your next questions or follow-up. This shows that you are engaged in the conversation and value their input. 3. Avoid closed-ended questions. Closed-ended questions can limit the other person's response and make the conversation feel stilted. Instead, ask questions that encourage the other person to share their thoughts and experiences. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like your job?" ask, "What do you enjoy most about your job?" 4. Avoid overloading with questions. Avoid overwhelming the other person with too many questions at once. This can make the conversation feel like an interrogation. Instead, ask 1 or 2 questions at a time and allow the other person to fully answer before moving on. Answering questions. 1. Be honest. Honesty is always the best policy when answering questions. Be truthful and transparent in your responses. This builds trust and credibility in the conversation. 2. Be concise. Be concise in your responses. Avoid rambling or going off topic. Answer the question directly and provide any necessary context or details. 3. Avoid yes or no answers. Avoid providing one word or yes or no answers. This can make the conversation feel flat and unengaging. Instead, provide more detailed responses that add depth to the conversation. 4. Provide examples. Providing examples can help illustrate your point and make your response more memorable. Use personal anecdotes or experiences to provide context and make the conversation more engaging. In conclusion, mastering question and answer exchanges requires a combination of curiosity, active listening, honesty, and clarity. By asking open-ended questions, listening carefully, avoiding closed-ended questions, and avoiding overloading with questions, you can become a skilled question asker. By being honest, concise, avoiding yes or no answers, and providing examples, you can become a skilled answer provider. By mastering these skills, you can engage in meaningful and memorable conversations. Chapter 11. Overcoming Speech Obstacles, Fears, and Natural Disadvantages. Effective communication is essential in both personal and professional settings. However, many individuals struggle with speech obstacles, fears, and natural disadvantages that can hinder their ability to communicate effectively. Speech obstacles. 1. Seek professional help. If you have a speech impediment or other speech obstacles, seeking professional help can be an effective way to overcome it. Speech therapists and other professionals can provide guidance and tools to help you improve your speech and overcome any obstacles. 2. Practice. Practice is key to overcoming speech obstacles. Take the time to practice speaking in front of a mirror or with a friend or family member. This can help you build confidence and improve your speech over time. 3. Use techniques. There are many techniques that can help improve speech, such as breathing exercises, tongue exercises, and vocal warm-ups. Incorporating these techniques into your daily routine can help you overcome speech obstacles and improve your speech. Fears. 1. Identify your fear. Identifying the root cause of your fear can help you better understand and overcome it. Is it a fear of public speaking? A fear of being judged? Once you identify the cause, you can begin to work on overcoming it. 2. Visualize success. Visualizing success can help you overcome your fear. Imagine yourself successfully communicating in a variety of situations. This can help build confidence and reduce anxiety. 3. Start small. Start with small, low-stress situations and work your way up. For example, practice speaking in front of a small group of friends or family members before moving on to larger audiences. Natural disadvantages. 1. Play to your strengths. Everyone has natural strengths and weaknesses when it comes to communication. Play to your strengths by focusing on areas where you excel, such as active listening or storytelling. 2. Practice. Practice can help you improve even in areas where you may have natural disadvantages. By consistently working to improve your communication skills, you can overcome natural disadvantages and become a more effective communicator. 3. Seek feedback. Seeking feedback from others can help you identify areas where you may need improvement. Ask for honest feedback from trusted friends, family members, or colleagues and use their feedback to guide your practice. In conclusion, Overcoming speech obstacles, fears, and natural disadvantages requires a combination of professional help, practice techniques, visualization, starting small, playing to your strengths, and seeking feedback. By incorporating these tips into your communication routine, you can become a more effective and confident communicator. Conclusion. In conclusion, improving conversations is not an impossible task. With the right mindset, preparation, and practice, anyone can become a great conversationalist. By actively listening, asking open-ended questions, being respectful, finding common ground, and knowing how to overcome speech obstacles, you can create engaging and meaningful conversations that leave a positive impact on those you interact with. Remember, conversations are an essential part of your daily lives, and improving them can lead to stronger relationships, better networking opportunities, and personal growth. So, keep these tips in mind and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and engage in more meaningful conversations. With time and practice, you'll be amazed at how much your communication skills can improve. Thank you for listening to this audiobook, and I wish you all the best in your journey to becoming a better conversationalist. This is the end of Improve Your Conversations, the ultimate guide to meaningful conversations that make a lasting impression. Written by Madison Laz, narrated by Stephen Miles. This is Small Talk and Charisma. Learn how to unlock your inner charm and confidence to start making conversations like a pro. Written by Patrick Grenell, narrated by Stephen Miles. Introduction. You know, those two things that can make or break a conversation, and maybe even your social life. But don't worry, you don't have to be a smooth-talking, charismatic genius to ace the art of small talk. With a little practice and some witty one-liners, you'll be the life of the party in no time. Why are small talk and charisma so important, you ask? Well, for starters, they're the keys to building connections and making friends. They can help you ace job interviews, impress your boss, and even charm your crush. Plus, who wants to be the awkward person in the corner nervously sipping their drink while everyone else is having fun? In this audiobook, we'll cover everything from how to break the ice with strangers to how to establish rapport with almost anyone, and even how to gracefully exit a conversation when it's time to move on. Hint, it involves pretending you got an important phone call. But enough talk. See what we did there? It's time to dive into the world of small talk and charisma and become the confident, charming, and social butterfly you were always meant to be. Are you ready? Let's go. Chapter 1. How to break the ice and make friends without breaking a sweat. So, you want to make friends with people you don't know. You're in luck, my socially awkward friend. I'm here to teach you how to start a conversation without turning into a puddle of sweat. First off, forget those lame questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Instead, try asking open-ended questions that make the other person share more about themselves. For example, ask them about their favorite hobby, their recent travels, or their thoughts on pineapple on pizza. Trust me, it's a divisive issue. Next, show a genuine interest in the other person. Ask them questions and listen carefully to their answers. And if you're really stuck for conversation starters, just comment on your surroundings. Talk about the weather, the decor, or the ridiculous outfit your friend is wearing. Hey, at least it's something to talk about. If you're feeling brave, try sharing a personal experience. Share a story about your recent vacation or your crazy roommate in college. Just make sure it's something interesting and not just about how you spent all weekend binge-watching Netflix. Finally, don't forget to use humor. A well-timed joke or witty comment can lighten the mood and make the other person feel more at ease. Just make sure you're not being offensive or inappropriate. And remember, the key is to be confident and friendly. Smile, make eye contact, and don't forget to breathe. By using these tips, you can start a conversation with anyone without breaking a sweat or a leg. And who knows, maybe you'll even make a new friend or two along the way. Chapter 2. Be a smooth operator. How to boost your confidence and kick shyness to the curb. Hey there, wallflowers. Are you tired of being the shy one in the group, always lurking in the shadows and avoiding eye contact? Well, fear not, my awkward comrades. It's time to put on your confidence pants and step into the spotlight. First things first, let's talk about body language. Stand up straight, chin up, shoulders back. You got this. And don't forget to smile. Nothing screams confidence like a bright, toothy grin, unless you have spinach in your teeth, in which case, not so much. Next, practice positive self-talk. Don't let that little voice in your head tell you that you're not good enough. Shut it down and tell yourself that you're a superstar, because you are, baby. And if you're feeling nervous, channel your inner Beyoncé and fake it till you make it. Act as if you're confident, even if you're not. Eventually, you'll start to believe it, and others will too. Now, let's talk about conversation starters. Don't be afraid to ask questions and listen actively to the other person's response. And if you can't think of anything to say, just comment on your surroundings. Is the music too loud? Are the appetizers delicious? Is there a potted plant in the corner that's really catching your eye? Finally, remember that everyone has insecurities. You're not alone in feeling shy or anxious. So, take a deep breath, put on your confidence pants, and show the world what you're made of. By using these tips, you'll be well on your way to becoming a social butterfly. Chapter 3. Finding your people. How to build rapport with almost anyone. Hey there, social butterflies. Ready to learn how to charm the pants off anyone you meet? Well, maybe not literally. Unless that's your thing. No judgment here. But you get the idea. First things first, find common ground. Ask questions about their interests, hobbies, and passions. And if you're not familiar with the topic, don't pretend you are. Instead, be curious and ask them to tell you more. Who knows, you might discover a new interest or hobby yourself. Next, don't be afraid to show a little vulnerability. Share a personal story or experience that relates to the topic at hand. It's okay to let your guard down a little and show your human side. And speaking of human, don't forget to use humor. Nothing breaks the ice like a well-timed joke or witty one-liner. Just make sure it's appropriate for the situation and audience. Note, we do not condone dad jokes, no matter how hilarious your dad thinks they are. Another way to build rapport is to use mirroring. No, not like a creepy stalker. Mirroring involves subtly mimicking the other person's body language and tone of voice. It shows that you're paying attention and that you're on the same wavelength. Finally, don't forget the power of compliments. Everyone loves to feel appreciated and valued. Just make sure your compliments are genuine and specific. Saying, "Hey, nice shoes," is good. Saying, "Wow, those are some amazing shoes that really complement your outfit," is better. By using these tips, you'll be well on your way to building rapport with almost anyone you meet. Chapter 4. Body Language for Bosses. How to unlock your charisma and confidence. First things first, let's talk about posture. Stand up straight and own your space. Imagine you're a superhero ready to save the day, or at least the meeting. And don't forget to use your arms and hands. Gesturing while you talk not only adds emphasis to your words, but it also makes you look more confident and engaged. Next, let's talk about eye contact. Look people in the eye when you're talking to them, but don't make it a staring contest. That's just creepy. And if you're nervous, try the triangle trick. Look at one eye for a few seconds, then switch to the other eye for a few seconds, and then look at their mouth for a few seconds. Repeat the triangle as needed. And speaking of the mouth, don't forget to smile. A genuine smile not only makes you look more approachable and friendly, but it also releases endorphins that boost your mood and reduce stress. Another way to use body language to unlock your charisma is to use mirroring. Remember that trick from the last chapter? Well, it works both ways. If you subtly mimic the other person's body language and tone of voice, they'll feel more connected to you and more likely to trust you. Finally, don't be afraid to use power poses. Standing with your hands on your hips, like Wonder Woman or Superman, not only makes you feel more powerful, but it also sends a subconscious message to others that you're confident and in charge. Just don't do it during a funeral or other inappropriate settings. By using these body language tools, you'll be well on your way to unlocking your charisma and confidence. Chapter 5. Listening. The key to being a great conversationalist. Hey there, fellow conversation enthusiasts. So you want to be a great conversationalist, huh? Well, the good news is that you don't need to be a master of small talk or have a witty comeback for every situation. Nope. The key to being a great conversationalist is actually pretty simple. It's all about listening. That's right, folks. Listening is the secret sauce that can turn an average conversation into an amazing one. And let's be real, we could all use a little more amazing in our lives, right? So, how do you become a great listener? Well, let's break it down into a few key points. 1. Be present. First and foremost, you need to be present in the conversation. That means putting away your phone, stopping your mind from wandering off, and really focusing on what the other person is saying. Don't worry, your Instagram feed will still be there when you're done. 2. Show interest. Once you're present, show some interest in what the other person is saying. Ask questions, nod your head, and make eye contact. This will not only show that you're engaged, but it will also encourage the other person to keep talking. 3. Avoid interrupting. It can be tempting to jump in with your own thoughts or stories, but try to avoid interrupting. Let the other person finish what they're saying before you respond. This will show that you respect their thoughts and opinions. 4. Practice empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand where they're coming from. This will not only help you connect with them on a deeper level, but it will also help you respond in a more thoughtful and meaningful way. 5. Reflect back. Finally, reflect back on what the other person has said. Summarize their points, ask clarifying questions, and show that you're really processing what they're saying. This will not only show that you're actively listening, but it will also help you better understand the conversation as a whole. By being present, showing interest, avoiding interrupting, practicing empathy, and reflecting back, you can become a great conversationalist in no time. And who knows, maybe you'll even learn something new along the way. Chapter 6. Charisma. What it is and how to develop it. Do you want to be the life of the party? The person who can charm anyone with a simple smile or a witty remark? Well, you're in luck, because we're talking all about charisma. Now, you might be wondering, what is charisma? Great question. Charisma is that special something that makes people want to be around you. It's the ability to connect with others on a deeper level and make them feel seen, heard, and understood. And let's be real, who wouldn't want that superpower? So, how do you develop charisma? Here are a few tips to get you started. 1. Be confident. Confidence is key when it comes to charisma. You don't need to be the most outgoing person in the room, but you do need to believe in yourself and your abilities. Remember, you're awesome just the way you are. 2. Be authentic. Charisma comes from being genuine and true to yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not just to impress others. Embrace your quirks and let your personality shine. 3. Be curious. People love talking about themselves, so ask questions and show a genuine interest in what others have to say. This will not only help you connect with them, but it will also make them feel valued and appreciated. 4. Be positive. Charismatic people have a contagious energy that lifts up those around them. Focus on the positive and try to bring joy and enthusiasm to every conversation and interaction. 5. Be present. Finally, being present in the moment is key to developing charisma. Put away your phone, stop worrying about what's next on your to-do list, and really engage with the people around you. This will not only help you connect with them on a deeper level, but it will also make them feel like they're the most important person in the room. By being confident, authentic, curious, positive, and present, you too can develop that special something that we call charisma. And who knows, maybe you'll be the next life of the party. Chapter 7. Conversation Starters. Small talk doesn't have to be boring. In fact, it can be downright enjoyable with the right approach. When you're meeting new people or trying to break the ice, a light-hearted and playful conversation can be the perfect way to get things started. With these fun and friendly conversation starters, you'll be able to spark a conversation that's both engaging and entertaining. So whether you're chatting with coworkers, meeting new friends, or just trying to lighten the mood, these conversation starters are sure to get the job done. Here are 12 examples of funny conversation starters. 1. Hey there, what's the best thing that's happened to you today? Besides running into me, of course. 2. Do you have any pets? If not, can I interest you in adopting my imaginary unicorn? 3. Excuse me, do you happen to know if penguins have knees? It's been keeping me up at nights. 4. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? I'd pick the ability to eat unlimited amounts of ice cream without getting brain freeze. 5. What's your favorite guilty pleasure TV show? Mine is definitely the one where they make cakes that look like famous people. 6. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Personally, I'm more of a mid-afternoon sloth. 7. Do you believe in aliens? Asking for a friend who definitely isn't an alien. 8. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? I once tried to climb a tree to save a stuck kite, but ended up getting stuck myself. 9. If you could travel anywhere in the world now, where would you go? Personally, I'm torn between a tropical beach and a snowy mountain lodge. 10. Do you have any hobbies or interests that most people wouldn't expect? I'm secretly a world-class finger painter. 11. Have you ever had a really weird dream? I had one where I was a carrot and had to run from a giant rabbit. 12. What's your favorite type of cuisine? I love anything that involves carbs and cheese personally. When you're in a professional or formal setting, making small talk can be a bit trickier. You want to come across as intelligent and capable while still being approachable and friendly. Here are 12 examples of smart, casual conversation starters. 1. So what brings you here today? 2. Have you read any good books or seen any interesting movies lately? 3. What's the most exciting project you're currently working on? 4. Do you have any plans for the weekend? 5. What do you think about the latest development in your industry? 6. If you could have a do-over in your career, what would you do differently? 7. What's the most interesting place you've traveled to? 8. Do you have any tips for staying focused and productive during a busy work week? 9. What do you think the future holds for your field of work? 10. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? 11. Do you have any hobbies or passions outside of work? 12. What's the best advice you've ever received and how has it impacted your life? With these smart casual conversation starters, you'll be able to strike the perfect balance, engaging your conversational partner with interesting and thought-provoking topics, while still keeping things light and conversational. Whether you're networking at a business event, meeting new colleagues, or just trying to make a good impression, these conversation starters are sure to help you connect with others in a meaningful way. Chapter 8. Making people feel comfortable using the match and mirror technique. We all want to make others feel comfortable around us, right? Well, today we're going to talk about a simple technique that can help you do just that. The match and mirror technique. So, what is the match and mirror technique, you ask? It's a way of subtly mimicking someone's body language, tone of voice, and other nonverbal cues to make them feel more comfortable and connected with you. Don't worry, it's not as creepy as it sounds. Let's break it down into a few examples. 1. Mirroring posture. If someone is leaning back in their chair, try to do the same. If they're sitting up straight, follow suit. This can help put them at ease and make them feel like you're on the same wavelength. 2. Matching tone. If someone is speaking in a calm and measured tone, try to match that energy. If they're speaking more enthusiastically, amp up your own excitement a bit. This can help create a sense of harmony between you and the other person. 3. Mimicking gestures. If someone is using their hands a lot when they talk, try to do the same, but don't overdo it. This can help make the other person feel like you're really listening to them and engaged in the conversation. 4. Matching facial expressions. If someone is smiling or nodding, try to do the same. This can help create a sense of empathy and connection between you and the other person. 5. Adapting language. Finally, try to adapt your language to match the other person. If they're using a lot of technical jargon, try to use some of that same language in your response. If they're using more casual language, keep your language relaxed as well. This can help make the other person feel like you're on the same page. Remember, the key to the match and mirror technique is to be subtle and authentic. You don't want to come across as fake or insincere. Instead, try to use their technique to create a sense of rapport and connection with the other person. By matching and mirroring the body language, tone, and language of the other person, you can help make them feel comfortable and at ease in your presence. Try it out the next time you're in a conversation and see how it works for you. Chapter 9. Mastering the Art of Small Talk. How to improve your chit-chatting abilities. Do you ever find yourself at a loss for words when it comes to making small talk? Well, fear not, because we're here to help you improve your chitter-chatting abilities. Small talk might seem trivial, but it's actually an important skill to have in both personal and professional settings. It's a way to break the ice, build rapport, and connect with others on a more personal level. So, let's get started with some tips to help you improve your small talk game. 1. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of asking simple yes or no questions, try asking open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share more about themselves. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like this weather?" try asking, "What's your favorite season and why?" 2. Find common ground. Look for shared interests or experiences that you can bond over. Maybe you both love a certain TV show or have both traveled to a certain place. Finding common ground can help create a sense of connection and ease in the conversation. 3. Listen actively. Pay attention to what the other person is saying and respond accordingly. Repeat back what they said in your own words to show that you're really listening and understanding where they're coming from. 4. Use humor. Humor is a great way to break the ice and create a relaxed atmosphere. Just make sure to keep it appropriate and don't make fun of anyone or anything. 5. Be genuine. Finally, be yourself and don't try to force the conversation in any particular direction. Small talk is all about being natural and letting the conversation flow. Remember, small talk doesn't have to be awkward or boring. With these tips, you can improve your chit-chatting abilities and make even the most mundane conversations a little more enjoyable. By asking open-ended questions, finding common ground, actively listening, using humor, and being genuine, you can become a small talk superstar. So get out there and start chatting up a storm. Chapter 10. Conquering Social Anxiety. Tips for feeling more confident in social situations. Do you ever feel nervous or anxious in social situations? Maybe you avoid parties or gatherings because you're afraid of feeling awkward or uncomfortable. Well, fear not, because we're here to help you overcome your social anxiety and feel more confident in social situations. Social anxiety is a common issue and it can be tough to deal with, but there are strategies you can use to help manage your anxiety and feel more at ease in social situations. Here are a few tips to get you started. 1. Practice relaxation techniques. Before going into a social situation, try practicing some relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation. This can help calm your nerves and ease your anxiety. 2. Challenge your negative thoughts. Often, our anxiety is fueled by negative thoughts and self-doubt. Try challenging these thoughts by asking yourself if they're really true or if there's another way to look at the situation. 3. Prepare ahead of time. If you know you're going into a social situation that makes you nervous, try preparing ahead of time. Think about topics of conversation or questions you can ask so you feel more prepared and confident. 4. Focus on others. Instead of focusing on your own anxiety, try focusing on the other people around you. Ask them questions, listen actively, and try to connect with them on a personal level. 5. Take small steps. Don't feel like you have to jump into the deep end right away. Take small steps towards confronting your anxiety, such as attending a small gathering with close friends before trying a larger party. Remember, overcoming social anxiety takes time and effort, but it's possible. With these tips, you can conquer your social anxiety and start feeling more confident and comfortable in social situations. So get out there and start connecting with others. Chapter 11. Navigating Different Cultures. How to small talk and be charismatic across different social and cultural contexts. Do you ever find yourself in social situations where you're not quite sure how to small talk or be charismatic because of cultural differences? Well, fear not, because we're here to help you navigate different cultures and be charismatic in any social or cultural context. Navigating different cultures can be challenging, but it's important to remember that people are people, no matter where they come from. With that in mind, here are some tips to help you small talk and be charismatic across different social and cultural contexts. 1. Research cultural norms. Before entering a social situation, take some time to research cultural norms and customs of the people you'll be interacting with. This can help you avoid unintentionally offending someone or coming across as insensitive. 2. Ask questions. When in doubt, ask questions. Show genuine interest in the other person's culture and background and ask respectful questions to learn more. 3. Adapt your communication style. Different cultures have different communication styles, so try to adapt your communication style to the situation. For example, some cultures value directness, while others value indirect communication and polite language. 4. Be respectful. Above all, be respectful and open-minded. Remember that everyone has their own unique experiences and perspectives, and try to be sensitive to that. 5. Practice active listening. Active listening is important in any social situation, but especially when navigating different cultures. Make sure you're really hearing what the other person is saying and respond appropriately. Remember, navigating different cultures can be a learning experience and an opportunity to expand your horizons. With these tips, you can navigate different cultures and be the life of the party, no matter where you are in the world. So get out there and start connecting with people from all walks of life. Chapter 12. Using humor and storytelling to enhance your small talk and charisma. Do you ever find yourself struggling to make small talk or feel like you're lacking in charisma? Well, fear not, because we're here to help you enhance your small talk and charisma using the power of humor and storytelling. Humor and storytelling are powerful tools for connecting with others and enhancing your charisma. Here are some tips to help you use humor and storytelling to enhance your small talk and charisma. 1. Use self-deprecating humor. Self-deprecating humor is a great way to show your human side and connect with others. Just make sure you're not putting yourself down too much or being too negative. 2. Share relatable stories. Share stories that others can relate to, such as funny or embarrassing moments. This can help break the ice and create a sense of camaraderie. 3. Use humor to diffuse tension. If a conversation starts to get tense or uncomfortable, use humor to diffuse the situation. This can help lighten the mood and make everyone feel more at ease. 4. Pay attention to your audience. Different people have different senses of humor, so pay attention to your audience and adjust your humor accordingly. 5. Practice, practice, practice. Like anything else, using humor and storytelling takes practice. Don't be afraid to try new things and experiment with different styles of humor and storytelling. Remember, humor and storytelling are not about being the funniest person in the room. They're about connecting with others and enhancing your charisma. With these tips, you can use humor and storytelling to become a small talk pro and enhance your charisma in any social situation. So get out there and start making people laugh and telling your best stories. Chapter 13. Building lasting relationships. How to maintain connections through small talk and charisma. In the world of networking and socializing, it's not just about making a good first impression. It's also about building lasting relationships. And that's where small talk and charisma come in. With the right techniques, you can use small talk and charisma to maintain connections and build lasting relationships. Here's how. 1. Follow up. After meeting someone new, follow up with them via email or social media. This can help keep the conversation going and show that you're interested in maintaining a connection. 2. Be authentic. Don't try to be someone you're not. Instead, be authentic and show your true self. This can help build trust and create a stronger connection with others. 3. Show genuine interest. When engaging in small talk, show genuine interest in the other person's life and experiences. Ask open-ended questions and actively listen to their responses. 4. Keep in touch. Don't let your connections fade away. Make an effort to keep in touch with people, whether it's through regular catch-ups or occasional messages. 5. Attend events. Attend events and social gatherings where you can meet new people and reconnect with old acquaintances. This can help you maintain and build new connections. By using small talk and charisma to follow up, be authentic, show genuine interest, keep in touch, and attend events, you can build lasting relationships with others. These relationships can lead to new opportunities, friendships, and even business partnerships. With these tips, you can use small talk and charisma to build lasting relationships and create a strong network of connections. Get out there, be yourself, and try building those meaningful relationships. Conclusion. As we wrap up this audiobook, it's important to remember that small talk and charisma are not just skills, but also powerful tools for building connections and relationships. By learning to use small talk effectively and developing your charisma, you can improve your social interactions and create opportunities in both your personal and professional life. Whether you're at a networking event, meeting new people, or simply chatting with friends and colleagues, small talk and charisma can help you connect on a deeper level and leave a positive impression. By being authentic, showing genuine interest, and using humor and storytelling to enhance your conversations, you can build trust, rapport, and ultimately strong relationships. So go out there and practice your small talk skills. Develop your charisma and, most importantly, be yourself. With the right mindset and techniques, you can become a master of small talk and charisma and build the kind of relationships that will enrich your life for years to come.